Chips are down for Intel as it faces the decline of the PC and the rise of the smartphone. Can the giant of Silicon Valley reinvent itself? Plus, investing for the future. We look for signs that corporate America is starting to spend again. Hello there and a very warm welcome to you. This is World Business Report with me, Alice Baxter. Also coming up for you in the programme, will 2013 see the weakest growth in China in more than a decade? We look ahead to key GDP figures. But first this hour, for decades, it's been one of the biggest names in technology. But is Intel in decline? Late on Thursday, the world's top computer chip maker reported profits of $2.6 billion in the 3 months to December. That was up around 6% on the previous year, but not quite as much as investors had been expecting. Here are some of the other numbers to consider. Intel completely dominates the PC market. More than 80% of personal computers and servers are based on Intel chips. The problem is that PCs are a declining market. Sales fell 10% in 2013, according to IDC, with further declines forecast for this year. And as we all know, more of us now use smartphones and tablets to access the internet. Intel has less than 1% of the market for smartphone chips. Well, Intel's boss has pledged to get its chips into 40 million tablets this year. Well, with me now is Patrick Bliemer, Managing Director of Intel for Northern Europe. Many thanks for coming in and talking to us this morning. One of the great strengths of Intel has always been its complete dominance of the PC market, as I was saying. But the PC market is a declining one. It's declined so quickly, it's almost taken many of us by surprise, including BlackBerry, Dell and Microsoft. Has the decline taken Intel by surprise?
Not necessarily by surprise. I would say the first three quarters of last year, clearly we've observed a decline in the PC segment. However, we've seen it stabilize again in the fourth quarter. So the back end of the year, we actually seen that decline stabilize. At the same time, we've been revolutionizing the PC industry. So from the traditional old type of PC computers, now it's really all about like ultra thin type of devices, ultra mobility type of devices. Starting with the Ultrabook, going to 2-in-1s, quite exciting form factors now that really resonate well in the market.
So change is ahead in the PC market, but we were talking about smartphones and tablets, and Intel does want to get a little bit more of that pie, doesn't it? Your boss has said that he wants to aggressively market your Intel chips to get into 40 million tablets this year.
Absolutely. We're making huge investments to go and really break into that market. And that's really, the rubber is going to hit the road for us this year in 2014. So we've taken very aggressive goals and we're very confident that we're going to be able to go and drive towards those.
OK, and let's talk about some other areas of potential growth for Intel. Lots of analysts are quite excited about your data center business, but one describing the fourth quarter earnings for that as disappointing.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, it's still been growing. We've expected it to grow maybe low double digit. It turned out to be high single digit. So it's still growing, but it didn't grow as fast as we expected to be. A bit of slowdown led by mainly the Americas. So, I wouldn't be too negative about that. We actually forecast that that market is going to return to double-digit growth in 2014.
OK, and talk me through some of the other new technologies or innovations that Intel's got coming up for us all over the next few months.
Yeah, what's really exciting for us is, and there's a lot of talk about the Internet of Things, and within that, like wearables, which was a big theme last week at the Computer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. And we have a complete new product range actually targeted at that segment. So any kind of device currently that exists will become smart, will come connected to the internet, and therefore requires compute capability, and that's at the core of our business. So we're really excited about that market opportunity. When we're talking about phones, we're talking about hundreds of millions, big volumes, of course. When you talk about the Internet of Things, you're talking about billions of devices. So that market opportunity is a huge one.
Also lots of chatter about 3D camera technology at that show in Las Vegas as well, but we're going to have to leave it there. Patrick Bliemer, Managing Director of Intel for Northern Europe, many thanks for coming in and talking to me. Now, a week into earnings season in the US, and many are looking for indications that companies are starting to invest again. The trend for the last few years in corporate America has been to cut back on spending in order to increase profits. Well, during the recession, it allowed for companies to give money back to its shareholders. But in order to grow, companies need to start spending on their businesses. Samir Hussein reports now from New York.